Check it out. Never knew a friend till I met a foe. Never knew pain till I met the game. Never had a real team that could win the rain. Never knew what a friend could do. Never knew I'd be bruised all black and blue. With my back to the wall. Scrap with my dogs. Rap with my dogs. Cat with my dogs. Blah, blah.
Rose. And so in the game for the Cavaliers, Kyrie Irving and J.R. Smith at the guard set. Down low, it's Love and Mozgov. And it's Shumpert in at the small forward. We're at the end of the first quarter, and what a blowout already in this one. It's Chicago running away with it. And we'll get the second quarter underway on the other side of this break. And we got a chance to hear from LeBron James about the hard work and preparation he brings into every game.
I go back and I'm able to, read the scouting report, and also when I get to the arena, I also watch more film on each and every guy that's going to be playing, guys that I know I may be, matched up against, throughout the night. So I'm not surprised by anything if it happens throughout the game. So it's a lot of preparation that goes in, to just one game, just trying to get one win. But that's what it takes to win game.
I think you'd have to say the preparation really shows on the court in his play, and rarely does he look surprised out there, caught off guard.
And Kevin, that's really just the mark of a total pro. And I don't think oftentimes the fans appreciate how much goes in terms of preparation. Some guys get it, and some guys don't. But he's a perfect example of what proper preparation means in terms of preventing a poor performance.
Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. Let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for Chicago.
They definitely had a hot hand from three-point range. Always nice to get off to a good start.
The other thing they've had going for them tonight is their passing. I mean, doing a nice job. Plenty of their points early on coming off assists.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. And so in the game for the Cavaliers, LeBron and Love are the talented pair at the forward position. Kyrie Irving and J.R. Smith at the guard set. And it's Mozgov in at the 5 down low.
Really impressed with the way Jimmy Butler last season made big strides in his game, going from a supporting role player to someone you can build your team around.
Textbook. Nice pass, great catch, even better finish.
Mozgov's gone 4 for 4 shooting tonight. Some nice ball movement by the Bulls. And he gets it to go. And that's now 10 points for Nikola Mirotic.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding, and they're piling up the assists.
He shot the ball exceptionally well as they've built this lead for themselves here.
Cleveland with the ball. James outside, kicks to Love. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
And not a guy known for style points when it comes to throwing one down, but every once in a while, Kevin.
Greg, why don't we see more dunks like that from him? He's certainly got the size for it.
Yeah, I think it comes down to the fact he lacks a little dexterity and even creativity to be an elite finisher.
He took good advantage of that screen. And that's now 8 points for LeBron.
The defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And, Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. He doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
The kick out to Irving. Mozgov with it. Gasol covering. And it's Smith missing. For Chicago, they've gotten 4 of their first 5 shots to fall in the second quarter. Outstanding shooter. And Pau Gasol, the bucket on the assist by Brooks. And it's 7 points for Pau Gasol.
Cavaliers
timeout called the Cavaliers. Chicago was as strong as they would have hoped for last season at home in the United Center. A lot of big wins for them here.
Yeah, and despite all the injuries, they go 27-14 at home, and that helped to assure them of home court in the first round of the playoffs.
You know, you look back on the Bulls' record last year with 27 home wins. That's pretty solid. Same exact total as they had the year before. They haven't gone below 500 at home since 2008.
Chicago making a switch here. Dunleavy's checked in. And a switch here also for Cleveland. Tristan Thompson, he's checked in for Mozgov. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Gasol.
And a big part of why the Bulls are tough at home is this crowd. I mean, sold out every game last season. Led the league in total attendance for 6 straight seasons, averaging over 21,000 fans per game.
Gibson with the steal. Here's Dunleavy, and he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal, and then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
That indicates the importance of great on-the-ball defense, as was displayed right there.
Irving double-teamed. James, the pass to Irving. Here's Thompson. Shot is no good. And Chicago will go the other way with the ball. Here's Butler. Boom, he jams it straight down.
And I like how he puts himself in position there to finish on the break.
Yeah, you know, that's what we call seeing and feeling the game. Excellent read of how that play was going to develop and where the ball was going. That's stuff that you oftentimes can't teach, Greg.
Here's Butler. Following the basket by Kevin Love. And that one's good. Dunleavy's got 5 points now in the quarter.
They just continue to splash home those threes. Eliminating the deep shot has to become priority number 1 for this defense.
Absolutely. You cannot allow a team to have that kind of a rhythm from beyond.
There's the triple. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Brooks. Brooks has got 5 assists tonight.
Too much casual effort here. Lackadaisical getting back on defense here, fellas.
And it's costed them. Fast break baskets accounting for 7 of the last 10 points they've allowed.
Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give them 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Been a stellar outing in this one for Butler. 22 points, and he sprayed home 3 3-pointers as well.
This is really production personified from long range.
You know, Jimmy Butler is one of those guys who had to overcome major odds just to get to the NBA. Reportedly, his father abandoned the family when Jimmy was an infant. Mom kicked Jimmy out when he was 13. The obstacles and adversity go on, yet he's made it and made it big.
Joakim Noah, he's checked in for the Bulls. Heinrich comes in for Brooks. And then for Cleveland, Anderson Varejão's checked in for Love. Jefferson comes in for James. And it's Williams in for J.R. Smith. And going back to Jimmy Butler, there were just so many times when he was set up to fail. He was not heavily recruited out of high school. He was even homeless when he was in high school in the Houston area. Went to a junior college, then Marquette, now in the NBA. So he played his freshman year at a junior college, which I think humbled him just a bit, but maybe gave him that work ethic that is so much, Greg, a part of his game now.
And Kevin, the talent was there. And most of all, as we see how he dealt with adversity, the heart was there. He blocked out the distractions and finally transferred to a major college and worked his way into becoming a first-round pick.
Chicago's gotten it going from downtown in the second quarter. They're 3 of 3 on three-pointers. Gasol, and he slams it one-handed.
And I like the job they've done with working the basketball. They've been moving and getting quality shots.
And, Greg, their field goal percentage reflects that. I mean, they've been the much better team shooting the ball. And you know me, shooting percentage, always a function of shot selection.
Outside Butler. That's good from Noah on the assist by Butler. Butler's got his 6th assist on the night.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
For three, Hinrich. Another three for Chicago.
That's the kind of D that you're not going to find success with, guys. They've got to get a hand in the face.
Again, Chicago.
And you can see the difference with their ability to win with their speed, guys.
Boy, I love the pace and flow that their open court offense has been played with. I mean, it's been humming quietly, but very efficiently.
Here's Hinrich. Anderson Varejao making his last shot.
He's finding all kinds of ways to get it done. What a quarter he's having.
Irving kicks to Jefferson. Chicago grabs the miss.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady with their work on the interior. Really a well-rounded effort overall.
Tony Snell's checked in for Chicago. Shumpert is checked in for Cleveland. Here's Gasol. He's got 9. Snell, that's good. Snell's got his first 2 points of the night. Cleveland's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Poked away. It's stolen by Hinrich. And here we go. Throws down the breakaway jam.
Flying high and throwing down the hard one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
And really, he does that one as well as anyone. Kev, you're right. That's like his signature move once he goes airborne. And he set that dunk up brilliantly with the kickback pass.
Unselfish and fancy all at the same time.
Cavaliers have gone 7-14 in the second quarter, shooting to the tune of 50%. Outside Williams. Pass to Thompson. The basket is good off the assist from Williams.
I tell you what, he has quite the act to follow, but Fred Hoiberg was a quick choice for the brass in Chicago. Signed that 5-year deal over the summer. Was easily one of the most in-demand coaches available.
To the inside, Varejao.
And for Varejao, his wild hair and frenetic style long ago earned him the nickname Wild Thing. I mean, diving for loose balls, taking charges, but that energy and enthusiasm may be unsurpassed really by any other player in our league.
All right, now, take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw good from Varejao. Some changes for Chicago. Mirotic is checked in for Gasol. And it's Rose in for Mike Dunleavy. And Cleveland also making a change. Mozgov, he's checked in for Tristan Thompson. And so Varejao hits them both. This could get even more out of hand if they continue to put up points.
Wow, Kevin, what a performance we are seeing.
Well, Greg, you're talking about Varejao. He may play wild, but his production has backed it up. A few years ago, he averaged, Clark, over 14 rebounds a game.
Yeah, and I don't think he plays that wild. I think he just looks wild. That hair flying all over the place, and he's giving up his body. I don't know if he's necessarily a wild player as much as he just looks and appears to be everywhere at all times. He's picking up right where he left off in the first quarter.
2 minutes.
It's stolen by Rose. Here's Snell, and that one is hammered home.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
1:49 left in the first half of basketball. Williams against Rose. It's stolen by Rose. And Hinrich riding the magic carpet all the way to the other end.
You always hear about chemistry. That's a perfect example, knowing where each other is at all times.
Knocked away. In transition, here come the Bulls. Rose has tapped the ball.
Now that was pretty. That was just a nice-looking reverse jam right there.
Use the rim, Clark, to protect the ball, I think, too, a little bit.
Yeah, did a nice job with it.
And guys, how about the awareness there with that finish in traffic?
And so here's Cleveland. After Chicago picking up a basket just moments ago. Williams with a clean look. Drains it from beyond the arc. Williams has got his second bucket of the night.
A little bit of a defensive breakdown there. He's not the guy you want to leave open on the perimeter. You've got to stay attached to him.
And he gets the bucket.
And I like the fact that he really was unfazed by that scoreless first quarter, and now you can see him getting into a rhythm.
The finish and the dunk by Rose.
Boy, he wanted everybody in the building to know who threw that one down.
Hanging on the rim is, I guess, one way to do it.
Yeah, I tell you what, though, you want to make sure you don't get teed up from a situation like that.
Out of bounds, Cleveland takes possession. Some changes for Chicago. Gibson comes in for Tony Snell. And Brooks subbed in for Kirk Heinrich. Then for the Cavaliers, Kevin Love's checked in for Verejao. LeBron comes in for Richard Jefferson. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Williams. Smith checked in for Shumpert. Love against Gibson. Smith drives in, and the shot falls short this time.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it. Gritty and rough, but that's how you win games.
James wide open, buried from outside. But I don't know. I think we may see a review here. That was pretty close. And the teams are going to have to wait before heading to the locker room. They're going to bring out the monitor and see if he got that shot off in time.
And the footage relayed to the officials from the replay center in Secaucus, I think he got it off in time. The replay leaving little doubt.
But to me, it's worth being certain. And that's why we have replay, to get these big calls right.
And they've taken a look at it, and they've overturned the call. They've overturned the call. They're calling the basket good, Greg.
Yeah, and that's why we have replay. I mean, to make sure the officials don't miss any calls. And really, a good job to take the second look at it. Would have been a shame if they'd been cheated out of those points.
A dominating first half of basketball, and so far hasn't been close. It's Chicago running away with this one. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, Pau, tell us what have been the key aspects to how this team is playing so far through the first two quarters.
Well, just had to be aggressive from the beginning, take the shots that were there, move the ball, we're being unselfish. We were defending better in the first quarter, and we were able to knock down the shots.
Pau, thank you for the time. Gentlemen, over to you.
Thank you so much, Doris. Great interview as always. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back with the second half of basketball shortly.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. And an exciting time of the year as the first game of the regular season is halfway through. What a start for Jimmy Butler. He had 27 points, 6 assists, and 1 steal. And Kenny, what did you think about what you saw from Chicago?
They have run their offense straight out of a coach's textbook tonight. Both ball and player movement have been excellent. And the result of all that movement, almost all high-quality shots they're generating. It's pretty to watch. Very good fundamental basketball.
Shaq, how do you think Cleveland played?
Well, when you look at the opponent field goal percentage, that tells the whole story. They gave up way too many good looks. When they come out of the break, they got to play way tougher, Ernie. Get those hands up. Get in your opponent's face. Do something.
And time now to send you back down to the floor with Kevin Harlan. We will see you after the game.
Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. We are seeing a tremendous game from Jimmy Butler.
I tell you what, it's a pleasure to watch him when he's at the helm, because of that first half, offensively, he was in a zone.
It sure is a treat to watch him, guys. I mean, everything's been running through him, and he's doing a fantastic job keeping the offense clicking on all cylinders.
Butler teamed with Dunleavy on the perimeter. At the 4, it's Gasol with Noah at the 5. And it's Rose in at point guard. And that's the group for Fred Hoiberg as we begin the second half. Here's Irving. That's good.
Great hustle to turn the block shot into a fast break hoop. That's a big-time play.
Kyrie Irving made his first playoff appearance last season with the Cavs, and individually got a big $90 million max extension as well. He's in a really good spot in his career at this point.
And now the Cavaliers. Fast break, and J.R. Smith with the slam.
Quick hands on the steal, and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends.
There's the pass to Mozgov. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. 11 points for Timofey Mozgov.
And still perfect in the second half. 4 straight makes.
From deep, Rose, and again it's the Bulls from deep.
The second half has started quite well. They've been good on 3 of their first 4 attempts.
Irving with the ball, and Rose picks him up defensively. Jacks up a 3. Another 3 for Cleveland.
Wow, 5 straight buckets coming out of half. They are rolling.
There's the triple. It's good, and that takes him to 77% shooting this game. 10 for 13.
Everything going to plan here to start the third. 80% shooting thus far.
Mozgov with the bucket.
Well, he certainly isn't the one to blame for them being in the hole. He's been on the money with his game.
Rose kicks to Dunleavy, and stolen by LeBron. Rejected by Gasol. But they get it back, and the shot is good. 13 points for LeBron.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
Here's Noah, and you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
He is setting this place on fire, fellas. His shooting has been off the charts.
A different look now for Cleveland. Tristan Thompson comes in for Mozgov. And it's Shumpert in there for J.R. Smith. The Bulls shooting their 5th free throw of the game here. That's good from Joakim Noah. And last year, not exactly up to Noah's lofty standards. Was way down in field goal percentage and free throw percentages compared to the season before, but he did not play completely healthy all of last year either.
A little dinged up, missed 13 games more than he had the season prior, and also the minutes dropped as well. And you could just see him laboring at times on the floor, clearly affected by those injuries.
Fellas, that 2-hand monster slam was vicious.
I don't think there was anyone, and I mean anyone, that could have stopped him on that one.
I tell you what, I'm glad they didn't try, because somebody might have got their feelings hurt.
And there's Thompson. That's good on the assist by James. Thompson's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
And, you know, going back to Noah last season, I think the additions to the Bulls' front court had an effect on him. I mean, they added Gasol and Mirotic, 2 major talents up front. I think that gave Noah less opportunities than he'd had the year before, and it was an adjustment for him.
Here's Shumpert. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse. Shumpert's got 12.
They've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's not just their passing, but also the body movement off the ball that's created a lot of those opportunities. It has been a 3-point barrage for them since halftime.
Not sure if it's been by design or simply by accident, but either way, it has been impressive.
Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Irving's got his assist totals piling up, 11 now for him.
And guys, talking about Joakim Noah, he was still the spirit of that team last season. Amongst all the great talents the Bulls had, Noah was that energizer and catalyst for the team. A true warrior, even in an off year.
I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen throughout, just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively turning into quick points.
And that can't continue. I mean, if they hope to get back in this game, I mean, it's really deflating from a morale standpoint. They need stops and points, not turnovers.
Feeds it to Gasol. Again, Chicago.
And I want to see more of that from him. I mean, he's been passing up on his shot more than usual, even though he's hitting the ones that he takes.
This one for three. Another three for Chicago. And taking a quick look here, guys, at the hustle stats for the Bulls.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ball game.
And also, how about the points they've gotten in transition or on the fast break tonight? That's been a huge factor as well.
Chicago making some changes. Taj Gibson's checked in for Noah. Mirotic comes in for Pau Gasol. And it's Heinrich in for Butler. Cleveland also making some changes. Anderson Varejau's checked in for Tristan Thompson. Jefferson comes in for Kevin Love. And Mo Williams subbed in for Iman Shumpert.
A splendid pass that time by Rose.
Knocked away. It's stolen by Heinrich. Up the floor. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line. And that sends Kirk Heinrich to the free throw line. That one on Jefferson. Aaron Brooks, he's checked in for Derrick Rose. And Cleveland with a change here, too. Harris is checked in. The Bulls shooting the 6th attempt at the free throw line tonight. That one misses for Heinrich.
And guys, Kirk Heinrich, a steady, reliable point guard, but not last season. Something went... severely wrong with his shot, to the point where he suffered career low shooting percentages from the field and from three-point.
Brooks for three, and it's good. Brooks has got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. It's Jefferson with the drive, and a strong finish with two hands.
And that kind of defense ain't gonna get it done.
Gee, we don't see those kinds of dunks out of him all the time, but we know he's got it in him.
There's no doubt about that, fellas. I mean, the more finishes like that he gets, the more his confidence will grow.
And here is LeBron, following the three from Nikola Mirotic. Here's Harris, Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. Harris has got his first 2 points of the night.
Boy, you got to love that assist by LeBron.
Gibson dishes to Brooks. Dunleavy the pass to Mirotic. Three-pointer. Another three. For Chicago.
They're going back to the three-point shot over and over and over.
And they may have found the Achilles heel of this defense. That was their 9th straight point from beyond the arc. Wow, the floor just really opened up for him on that possession.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for good offense, but that was just a terrible reaction from the defense.
And it's Varejao penetrating. Good on the shot. Varejao's got 10 points.
You know, that's a case there, Kevin, of him making a pass to a spot, and then he let his teammate run right into it. Well executed.
Brooks kicks to Mirotic for three. Dunleavy. Wow, that makes him a perfect 10 for 10. Double-digit perfection.
Well, I tell you what, when you get this kind of effort and efficiency from him, they're a really hard team to beat.
Harris with it. He's picked up by Heinrich. The shot by Varejao, wide open. And the Cavaliers getting another bucket right there.
Buckets coming in bunches right now. He is just being big time.
Mirotic, and he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
And he bangs down the one-hander.
Two very easy points right there for sure.
He'll take those all day.
The shot by Williams, no good.
With the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be. Firmly in control of this game.
And no doubt about it, rebounding is an effort stat, folks. They've been more determined than their opponent thus far.
And, you know, guys, Taj Gibson now has 6 full seasons in the NBA, already 30 years old. Seems like just yesterday he was being drafted.
Getting back to Gibson, he was one of the oldest college freshmen in the country at age 21, played 3 years at USC. Then he was one of the oldest players in the 2009 draft, even though he declared as a junior.
Yeah, I think the NBA is the only profession where it hurts you to have a lot of experience coming out, you know, because that's one reason why he did drop. I mean, had he been a couple years younger, with his length and athleticism, he very well could have been a top 10 pick. But I tell you what, the Bulls are happy that he wasn't.
And for most of his career, Taj Gibson has been a tremendous role player up front. He's been extremely steady over 6 full seasons.
And Kevin, he gives you a lot of energy and athleticism when he enters the game. He's got the great length with that 7'4" wingspan. But to me, it's not just about having it. It's about the fact that he utilizes it. And it really allows him to get in there and attack the backboard and contest shots. Ripping and running. They have a big advantage now in those transition opportunities.
No expiration date on their legs. They just seem to be fresher. And they're putting those fresh legs to good use.
Here's Snell. 9 points in the game so far. 20 seconds left in the third. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
Three-pointers are killing them at this point, and they haven't been able to respond at the other end.
Yeah, and Greg, you know, the only way that's going to turn around defensively is by stopping the outside shot, not getting into a shootout. They're not going to out-shootout this team.
Can they get it? And there's Mozgov. That's good on the assist by Smith. And that's 15 points for Timofey Mozgov. And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. It's Chicago delivering the blowout. And don't go away. We'll be back momentarily. And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. And Cleveland looking at who they've got to start the fourth quarter. Thompson down low with Mozgov. Matthew Dellavedova is out there with Iman Shumpert. And it's Jones in at the 3 spot. And here are the Bulls now. It's tipped. Here's Portis from 13 feet. It goes down.
Just no chance for the smaller defender to block that shot.
He's really, really good at using his size to free himself up for those mid-range jumpers. A master at it.
Shot's good. And that's now 18 points for Iman Shumpert.
He is on fire from behind the arc.
Yeah, it seems like all of his points are coming from deep, Greg.
Jones dishes to Dellavedova. And again, it's Cleveland.
Matthew Dellavedova.
Fourth quarter still young, just over a minute played. Gasol passes to Snell. Three-pointer, and the Bulls another 3.
You know, the defense was lax right there, and he's able to make them pay.
Dellavedova kicks to Shumpert. This one for 3, and it's good. Assisting on the play with Dellavedova. Dellavedova's got 3 assists now in this one. Brooks dishes to Gasol. The tray, good. Gasol's got 11 in the second half.
They're giving him a little too much space out there. That's his 3rd triple since halftime.
And Thompson throws it down.
Fellas, that 2-hand monster slam was vicious.
I don't think there was anyone, and I mean anyone, that could have stopped him on that one.
I tell you what, I'm glad they didn't try, because somebody might have got their feelings hurt. Well defended, though, and he's not someone who handles that kind of pressure very well.
Gasol kicks to Heinrich. Portis, the pass to Heinrich. Here's Gasol. Another one falls for Chicago.
And such a steady hand. I mean, he's one of those guys that's really allowed them to take the lead.
Well, he's just so reliable and dependable and consistent, especially here today. I mean, his shooting percentage is off the charts.
Got it. Nice one there from Dellavedova.
You know, they didn't leave him alone out there, but you've got to rubber band his hands. You've got to crowd him and smother him on the perimeter. Otherwise, he'll make you pay.
And how about that for a response?
Well, it sounded as though, or at least it looked as though it sounded like, we'll give you a 3, and then we'll take it right back.
And there's the foul. It'll go on Aaron Brooks.
You know, it hasn't always been the case in the NBA, but parity is at a great spot right now. Every team can compete for a title or end up last in their conference, it seems. It's something the NBA wanted and ultimately now has achieved.
Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. Love comes in for Mozgov, and Jefferson subbed in for Jones. The first one falls. And speaking of NBA parity, it's impossible to go from last to first in a single year, but it can happen in a 3-year span.
And that's all you really want from a fan's perspective, hope. To illustrate the parity, all 4 teams in the conference finals from last year were different from the year before.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. Williams is checked in. Now here's Gasol. 3-pointers, Snell, good, and the assist goes to Gasol. Snell's got a couple of 3-pointers now in the fourth for Chicago. Shumpert dishes to Love. It's in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
And he's been passive today, but maybe that's what he needs to get him going, because for them to be successful, he's got to be a little more selfish. And last year's midseason trade had to feel good to Iman Shumpert. Toiling away in New York, injured, uninspired. Boy, did he find new life in Cleveland. Of course, playing next to LeBron can do that for you.
Chicago calls timeout. And for Shumpert last year, Clark, he added the defense and athleticism on the wing that Cleveland so desperately needed.
Yeah, he sure did, Kevin. And he also became a facilitator of all things. I mean, you wouldn't expect that from him, but he averaged over 3 assists a game, easily the best mark of his career.
Good point. Stolen by Thompson. And Shumpert kicks to Williams. Love wide open. He fires. Another 3 for Cleveland.
Just look at what a sniper he is from long range. He's got such an unusual skill for a big fella.
And Heinrich gets it to go.
These defenders are putting up very little resistance to the three-point shot.
And it's killing 4 of the last 5 makes coming from long range.
Out of bounds, Cleveland takes possession. Bulls making a switch here. Noah's checked in, and Cleveland also making a change. James checked in for Thompson. Cavaliers have gone on a tear here in the fourth. They're 8 of 9 on field goal attempts in the quarter. On the wing, James. The three-pointer is right on target.
Most any NBA player can make you pay when you leave them that wide open. That's why you have to stay alert on defense.
Portis, the pass to Noah. Ball's knocked loose. The drive by Shumpert. And James with the basket on the assist by Shumpert. And that's 18 points for LeBron.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry. And you can just see his confidence is rising. Bucket after bucket from long range.
Down low, Williams. Great pass to set up the lay-in.
Really aggressive play there, taking it to the rack against the big fella.
You know, Greg, aggressiveness is really the only option when you're on the wrong side of the size equation.
Now here's LeBron. Good. LeBron's got 7 now in this quarter.
In that tight, with that much of an advantage height-wise, there's just not a lot the defense can do.
Took him no time at all on that one. Here's LeBron.
You know, one thing we saw a lot of last season during the playoffs was the hack-a-shack plan, pretty much purposely fouling a poor free throw shooter. A lot of differing opinions on it, as it wasn't fun to watch for the viewers, but many feel it's a legitimate part of the game if it works.
Anderson Varejão's checked in for the Cavaliers. To the middle. Heinrich with it. Passes it to Noah. And a great assist by Heinrich as that one goes in. 25 points for Joakim Noah. The hack-a-shack or the hack-a-Jordan or the hack-a-whatever being a focus of the playoffs last season. You saw it up close and personal. It opened up a debate, Greg, on whether or not it should be allowed. What do you think?
You know, it's a touchy subject. I remember last summer, or spring, I should say, the commissioner touched upon it. You know, one of the concerns is, do you want to change a rule for an entire league when it basically affects 2 players? And so it's something that you got to be sensitive to. But to your point, the fans don't want to see that ugly style of basketball.
It's boring. It slows the game down. Jefferson gets the bucket.
I'll tell you what, the defenders didn't even get a sniff of him on that move to the hoop.
Pass to Snell. Out to the right wing. Here's Portis. Right through the D for the layup.
Well, there's hot guys, and then there's really hot. They just can't miss.
You know, Greg, sometimes you'll see an individual guy go on a shooting tear like this, but the whole squad, wow.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there. All these open threes they're giving up have really been the driving force of this run.
And the points are starting to add up in a hurry, especially when you're giving up those looks from deep.
LeBron James on the wing. Cans the shot from the wing. LeBron's got 9 points now in the quarter.
Offensively, it's been a perfect quarter for him. He hasn't missed a single shot.
Shot's good.
What a final quarter these guys are having from downtown, just burying the threes in bunches.
And they might as well keep going back to the well. No reason not to. I mean, work that perimeter. It's going good for you. Work it until it stops.
And Iman Shumpert, more athlete than player when he entered the league. 42-inch max vertical, shoulders carved like Michelangelo, but he had a long way to go in terms of his skill set, and you can see that evolution right before your eyes.
And talking about Iman Shumpert, he seemed to learn from working with LeBron and Kyrie last year.
Yes, Shumpert was brought over for his defense, clearly, but as a bonus, his offense improved and got better. Now let's see if he can build on that going forward.
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Taj Gibson's checked in for Noah. And it's Doug McDermott in for Aaron Brooks. Nice shot by McDermott.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Bulls.
But, Steve, you know, you don't see this kind of a blowout often. But tonight, this is a quality win across the board to deliver out, Clark, this kind of punishment to
Well, you know what? I thought they did a nice job of playing against the game. They kept the pressure on and clearly were dominant in every area.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
They can chalk this one up, but these two teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over.
And, Greg, we know familiarity breeds contempt. I would expect things to become more heated as these teams face each other going forward.
And beyond the actual result of this game, fans are going to look back and see this was just a monstrous performance for Derrick Rose. You can do a You know what? He wasn't going to wait around for any help on that break.
Solo soiree performance all the way. How about that for a little bit of a limerick?
I'm going to let it slide.
Oh, that was a great angle we just saw, courtesy of Kia. Now it's Shumpert running. He can go all the way, and Gibson sends it back. And they can just dribble the ball until the buzzer.
Yeah, exactly. They got to be happy with the outcome here.
Elated, you're right.
Matthew Dellavedova.
Here's LeBron. 2 on none. No one back to stop this. And it's Gibson finishing it off.
And they feel good about this win tonight, guys, defending their home court.
I agree. Job well done. They gave these fans exactly what they wanted.
And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
Yeah, they were clicking in every way. I mean, all cylinders go. No question about that. And once they pulled away, they didn't let up.
And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Well, a nice win for you tonight, Joe Kim. What was the attitude of the team coming into this game and just in general?
Yeah, we played hard tonight. We're getting better. We just got to keep going. You know, it's a work in progress. And, you know, we just got to keep fighting, and get as many W's as possible.
Congratulations, Joe Kim. We appreciate it. Guys, over to you.
All right, Doris, thank you. And that'll do it for the first game of the NBA season. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan along with our entire 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. And Ernie Johnson is still in the building, folks, for the postgame show. Coming up next,
the 2K Sports postgame show.
Hi again, everybody. This is Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Time now to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Derrick Rose. We watched a marvelous third quarter from him, and he basically put the game on ice at that point. And from that point on, they were in control.
Just an unreal performance for him in so many ways. That was a player at the absolute top of his game. It's hard to imagine someone being any more dominant than he was tonight.
We saw Rose explode tonight. His dual threat ability, being able to score or pass equally well, man, that puts him on another level.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting started on a new season in the NBA. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again soon.
Let's take them back.
Yeah, 94. As the preacher takes the pulpit, fix your coat, prepare for 40 below spit. 7 days of heaven's ways and hang-ups. Chris and Ryan again, and we wishing anybody who isn't wishing us well bankrupt. A L and whatever else ain't up. As far as me, I'm still caught up in all it. Still calling my expendables, cause it's hard to believe I can fit all of them boys in one. And the streets start trembling. It's way too many it seems. Too many witnesses. Up and down with their visions of what a street is. I call it the seesaw syndrome. Syndrome, maybe you make a mistake, you lose. And this is for the real hip-hop. So would never, ever, ever ask me, am I here to replace Guru?
Word? That's how you feel up on this track? Little try on that.
What you trying to rap now?
Yeah, yo, Royce.
What up, man?
We just lamping in the studio, you know, doing our thing.
Okay.
Bugging out, you know.
Right.
Little test run. So,
I need you to speak with your hands. On the count of 3. Everybody now, 1, 2, 3, go!
Talk to him. Who stepped up in this rap game and seen acting fool?
Me and Preem, both names go together. Lot of frontin' like they ill.
Word. I think it's time to move on to the next one.